I'm sure they're like at JacksonWink, there's always big fights being prepared for, but championship, main event, co-main event, is there a different feel when that's what's going on in the gym?
It has been different this camp in a very good way. The energy's been good. The team's been supportive. It's even one of those things too, it's like what's kind of different than we didn't really think about maybe going into it is like, wow, we share all the same coaches, so probably can't really be, training at the same time because, so it's kind of the way we would schedule things it's kind of geared towards, working together and having the coaches be able to split their time. Our coaches have definitely put in a lot of work, it's like some of the nights I would go in and I would do mitts first and then they would be there, it's like I would do like my grappling private and then I would have my mitts and then he would hit his mitts and so they're all there like all night. I come in, I leave, he comes in. Sometimes I'll stay, watch his workout. I always like to watch and learn anyway. Sometimes a lot of times after sparring, the heavyweights spar the hour before the lightweights do, and so he will just stay, and while he's cooling down, he would actually stay and be helping corner me during practice. So, and then sometimes after my mitts, I would stay and watch him. So there was a lot of support, but I even think the coaches were in the gym well over twice as much, and also we were because when he would normally maybe leave, he was staying and watching me, or when I would normally leave, I was staying and watching. It was just it was a good vibe and a good motivation for both of us.
A lot of people consider John the greatest of all time in the men's division. So what do you take from those sessions, from watching, from him being around? Is there technique? Is there mentality? What can you learn from John?
I learn a lot from John, and not just this fight. I do it all the time. There's a lot of times I've gone in and just watched his training just because I always say this. One thing about John that I've always paid attention to in practice, and it's man, I need to have more of that. Is he comes in and he'll spar, and when he's done sparring, he'll grab someone else, even if it doesn't matter who it is, and he's like, hey, let's drill this. I want to play around with this technique, and he'll do the same thing over and over. And he's not just doing it to get the reps in to say he did it. He's focused on the technique of it every time, and his focus, endurance is great. After a while, sometimes I'm my brain's full, I need to get out of the gym for a while and come back and readdress this, and his endurance for the mental aspect of it, he's just focused and in it, and he can do it for hours. And that's one thing I think, he really is just diving into it and really becoming it, and that is one thing that he does really well.
I wonder, we also had a high-profile departure, right? We found out last week that Diego's not there anymore, and he kind of took some parting shots, I guess, that some other people have taken as well. Is there any kind of sense of pride on the line, we want to go out and show the world, JacksonWink still it matters, we are a great gym? Is there any chip on the shoulder for you guys?
For me, there's a couple things. I am very prideful of my team, and I'm very thankful for my team, and I'm going to say this right now, and it has never been different. Coach Winklejohn and Coach Jackson are the most loyal, good coaches out there. They genuinely want you to win. They genuinely will be there when you need them to be there, and they want you to win. They've always been there. I have never had an issue. Coach, I need to work on this. What time? There is never, and they are so much wanting you to succeed. And that is why this team has been built just off of passion and hard work. There's no big business money people behind our gym. None. You see a lot of these other big MMA gyms out there, and they have all this help and this backup from a lot of these sponsors and people with money. And our gym has been built off of passion and hard work and love for the sport. And that comes from the top, and that comes from Coach Winklejohn and Coach Jackson. And so anytime there's emotional things going on with the fighters, I will tell you right now that is none of it. Their skill level of our coaches is the best in the world. And the passion and genuine want for you to succeed, that's number one. Money's last. There's no way our gym would be built the way it's built if money was number one. And so whatever people are happening, I'm not here to talk trash about others, but I am going to say That is 100%. You can come into the gym, and that is 100% how it's been. And I have been part of this team longer than anybody on our team. Anyone. So I've seen it from start to finish. I've witnessed it from start to finish. And that is why we have the team that we have, and it's built off of, they had their separate gyms before. And Greg's guys would come up to Mr. Winklejohn's sparring classes, and if you wanted to get into MMA, you could go. So they kind of had this agreement, my guys can go spar with you, and your guys can come down here and train with me. And that's how it started. And then they combined. And it was just off of a sharing a passion, and it was never well, I have 5 guys going up there and you have 10 coming down here or whatever. It was let's make this happen. This is a great sport and a passion we have that we share, and let's just make it to the top. And then the 2 greatest minds of it come together, and that's where you get JacksonWink.
Your passion is evident, so I wonder, this weekend you want to win the fight for yourself, but is there a big part of you that just wants to win it for them? Absolutely,
I want to win it for them because they believe in me. It doesn't matter what the outside world thinks. I can walk into the gym, and I always tell people that's where I feel the most normal. There's been the knockout I had in boxing where everybody told me I should retire. What am I thinking, taking the rematch? And I walk in and all this negativity of everybody asking me outside, and it almost gets in your head. And then you walk in the gym and they were like, "Hey, when are we gonna start working so we can take this fight?" And it's oh, thank you. They know, they get it, and their belief in you gives you strength. And that is one thing that they want you to put in the hard work. They're not going to let you cut corners. And they're also going to believe in you honestly and legitimately. They're not going to tell you they think you can do it just to, blow hot air. They genuinely believe it, and with that belief, they want to help you achieve it. And so they're going to put the hard work into it. They know it's not going to just happen overnight, and it's not going to be easy. Yes, you can do this, but you got to do it right. And that's why you see multiple champions coming out of the team. We've got people from there that people, they look at, John being the champion now, and then, I beat Ronda, but it's Rashad Evans was there, and he got the belt when he was with us. Keith Jardine was there, getting knockouts over some of the greatest. It's just, John Dodson was up for the belt twice, and the first one was very controversial. A lot of people thought John should have won. Carlos Condit, he had the interim, title. You look at the team, and it's not just right now. It's been over the time, and that doesn't happen just because. That comes from the coaches.
When you hear comments then made by fighters leaving, do you take that somewhat personally yourself? You said you've been there the longest out of anyone. Is it hard not to think, hey guys, you're not telling the truth here?
I definitely feel that, because if people talk trash about me, I don't really care. They talk trash about people I love, and it's not true. It bothers me. But mostly what I think is, that was not a good decision. You're leaving the best team. That's on you. That's what I'm thinking. Don't make it, stories or whatever. I feel like everybody, yes, needs to do what they feel is best for their career and things like that. But what's best for the career, a lot of times I think is different than what they think. And I do have so much confidence in the team that if anybody leaves, I'm honestly feeling like that's your loss. I really feel that way.